So let's get started with the basics, okay? Alright, so sexuality is how someone identifies with another person. This just means, in basic layman terms, that sexuality identifies with how a person likes another individual. And here are a few examples for that. So with sexuality, you have your heterosexual, which is your male and woman, or vice versa, interchangeable. And this is typically the main one that you would see in like movies, TV shows. For the longest time in history, you would see man, woman, romantic interest, and LGBT wasn't really like pronounced until here recently in the last 30 years or so. So, with that being said, I'm not going to pay too much attention on heterosexuals, because in this video, not one sexuality is better than another one or vice versa, but this video is kind of to give more emphasis on the sexualities that go outside of the heterosexual norm, because I want to be able, as a trans guy, to educate whoever's watching this video on some LGBT stuff, because who doesn't want a little bit more information in their head? So we have the heterosexuals, and then you have your gay. This could be women who date other women, this could be men who date other men, and so forth. And this was kind of like the other main factor that you would see a lot of people identifying as, and this was one of the earlier ones that came up, so that besides your heterosexuality, you had your homosexuality, and these were your two big components for like the longest time ever. And then we're going to introduce in some bisexuals. Bisexuals are people who like, these could be men who like men and women, and not really having a preference for either one, but they like both. Or this could be women who like men and women, and they don't really have a preference for both. But bisexuals, a lot of people hate on bisexuals, but to be honest with you, I think that these people tend to be the most easygoing people that you've ever met, and they're not, a lot of people also will classify bisexuals as like people who sleep around or people who just can't be monogamous, and this statement also is false, because a lot of bisexual people actually can be, and it's proven they can be monogamous, and they can pick one person to be with for the rest of their life, but they're still always going to be bisexuals. You can't, just because, let's say, a woman dates a man, doesn't mean that she's any less of a bisexual than she was before she got engaged to the man. And I wish people understood that, because I'm the type of person who doesn't really judge very much, and I think that a lot of people sometimes will tend to judge bisexuals in particular for just not picking sides. And I think that this should be eliminated, because I think that you should be able to love whoever you want to love, regardless of who the person is. If you have a connection with someone, you have a connection with someone, and I think that should be the most important thing. So, the next one we're going to go through is pansexual. Pansexual is similar to bisexual, but these people tend to, it goes outside of your normative cis man and cis woman. This includes gender identities such as trans, non-binary, and so forth. The list goes on and on, because this list is ever expanding. Now that we've covered some sexualities, let's go into gender. Gender, as we all know, is more than just our cis male and cis woman. There are a lot of different things and a lot of different ways that someone can express their gender identity. So let's explore it a little bit, shall we? So there are cis men and there are cis women. But then that also means that there are gender non-binary people. And gender non-binary people are people who feel like they don't identify as male, female. So that they are kind of like either in between those two, or that they feel like nothing that I've just listed, and they feel like their own gender identity, which is totally cool. And then after that, we have trans men and trans women. Trans men are people like me who were born female at birth, but then we were male stuck inside of the body, and so we express ourselves as male, so we would be considered a transgendered male. Trans women are women who were born in a male body, but they are women, and these people usually go through the same that I do, hormone therapy, if they choose surgeries or whatnot, and their own techniques of how they would like to pass in society. And so we have trans men and trans women, gender non-binary. We have people who that identify in between these and more. So no matter what you feel like you are, you can express yourself in any given scenario that you choose. You are worth it, you are valid, you are amazing, and you are just an amazing human being. Now that we have a good, solid understanding of gender and sexuality, keep in mind that a lot of people may feel uncomfortable with their gender or sexuality identity. Don't make them feel pressured or anything like that when they're trying to figure that out. They're on their own journey, trying to figure out who they are. They don't need from family or friends to be hurt or just felt discriminated towards. You want to make sure that you are comforting them and making sure that they're feeling loved and appreciated, and making sure that you know that they know that you're always there for them no matter what. It's important for people to feel like they have a system, a support group for when they're going through these times, because it can be difficult on anyone when they're going through this. And never let them forget that you're always there for them no matter what. Also, keep in mind that the spectrum for gender or sexuality is not black or white. There's going to be a lot of different choices, and some people are going to be one and some people are going to be in between, and that's totally fine. If you are not on the scale for sexuality, you're in between. Nobody's perfect. We're all trying to figure out who we are. We're all human beings. We're allowed to fail and mess up and get up and try again. So whatever you're into, no matter sexuality or what you identify as a gender, you are perfect the way you are. And I hope that this video helps educate people who may want a deeper understanding of the topic, or if you knew about these things, I hope this was kind of a bit of a refresher for you. I just wanted to make a video about this topic because a lot of people get these two terms mixed up, and I wanted to make sure that this video was made so that way we had a foundation to work upon. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I had making this video on sexuality and gender. I post videos every Tuesday and every Thursday, and if you want to see more videos like this one, smash the like button down below. And if you want to see more episodes like this, hit the subscribe button as well, so that way you're notified anytime I post a new video.